Hi everyone, if you're new here, I'm Aude, a writer and filmmaker. I have published novels and short stories over the years in French and English. And today I'm showing you how I pack for a work trip abroad that is gonna be a little bit longer than usual. So I've heard that the best way to pack is to start with the essentials and not your clothes. So I begin with my passport and my electric fan, and then my Apple tracker, which is always helpful. And after that, my electronic pouch with my cables, my portable charger, which is also a light, my camera, my adapter, so helpful, and my camera and more. Followed by my toiletries with my toothbrush, my travel toothpaste, my solid shampoo and deodorant because it's very helpful and it's not liquid. So you have more space for your other liquids such as my nail polish, my skincare, portable diffuser, just in case I get stressed or I want to repel insects, and my essential oils as well. In terms of skincare, I usually have it in a travel size and it works really well for me. I also had my makeup. I try to keep it minimal, but I am going to a hot country, so usually I get mascara, eyelid primer, a concealer, and a gloss, and just a couple of brushes. Usually, I tend to do my hair before going on a trip, and my style of choice is mini braids. I have the opportunity to get my hair done over there, but I won't do that because the last time I did my hair, the hairstyle was great, but my hair broke at the front, and I'm still growing it out. I don't mind my hair breaking. That's a part of life, but that's how it is. I also bring a very small jewelry pouch just on my earrings and maybe a couple of rings. And my shower sponge. And also, a couple of hairpins. You never know. I don't know if there will be vegetarian food for me there, and I always usually bring vegetarian snacks whenever I'm traveling, even if I go to a very vegetarian friendly place. Dry snacks are the best and they're usually found at the Asian store. I also didn't know if I have the time to buy snacks over there as I would be working a lot. Turns out I didn't have the time. The next for me are my medication, my daily medication, my hydration tablets, and just my first aid travel pouch that is filled to the max because you never know what can happen to you. I also got my anti-malaria tablets, but I had a bad reaction to it actually during this trip. So I've decided to not take them anymore when I'm traveling, while I'm traveling, and just stick to mosquito repellents and good practices. Next is some additional skincare and also a mask that I got from Japan that I have to use before it goes bad. So I also have my skincare, my big mosquito repellent. It has been very helpful. I apply it like an addict. Literally, as soon as the sun goes down, I was told that that's when the mosquitoes that give you malaria are out there. And I truly believe that mosquitoes are agents of a patriarchy because they don't want you to be a hot girl. They don't want you to show your body. They want you to fucking bite you, So usually I tend to wear short clothes when it's hot. So I put that mosquito repellent anywhere and everywhere you can see any of my skin, right? And I try to cover up, but then I don't want to give the mosquitoes or the patriarchy, I don't want to give in to them, but I also don't want to get malaria. So that's a little bit of a conundrum. Now that I've packed the essentials, I can focus on the things that are not essentials, which are the clothes. So I start with the tops. I have one black t-shirt, one white t-shirt, my Ivorian football tee because I'm a patriotic person, my Palestinian tee, one kimono, a tank top, two white tops, my favorite t-shirt ever, which is the Utada Hikaru science fiction tour t-shirt. So that's 9 tops in total. And there's also my merino wool long-sleeved t-shirt that I always wear in the plane, and also when I go back it's gonna be cold anyway. I also got 3 pairs of shoes. The one that I would wear in the plane, which are always my hokas, or a pair of like trainers, and also the 2 other pairs, they're always the same ones because I only have 2 pairs of summer shoes. And that's a good thing with being a minimalist, is that you don't have to make too much choice. I always cover my shoes because I don't really understand people who don't do that. That's a little bit nasty. So, but that's just my opinion. In terms of the buttons, I've packed 2 dresses, 1 long skirt, 1 long linen white pants, my 2 pairs of shorts. Of course, I love shorts. I wear shorts all the time. I love shorts. And so that's 6 bottoms in total, and I've put everything inside my packing cubes. I've used the opposite of the Marie Kondo method because I didn't roll them so that I can see all of them. I just literally I folded them and I added them into the packing cube because I found out that doing that helps me save space. The rolling method is also helpful, but I've realized that it wouldn't work on this one. One thing that it's important for me to mention is that I'm a minimalist, and on this trip I am traveling in a carry-on only, with a backpack, a big backpack, so everything has to fit inside the carry-on. I feel like if you're going on a work trip, unless you work in fashion or you're an influencer, why do you need a check-in suitcase for a work trip? It sounds like a skill issue. So for the tops, I'm actually doing the opposite. I'm rolling everything to see if it's gonna work. Spoiler alert, it didn't. Another spoiler alert is that despite the fact that I only basically traveled in a carry-on for that work trip, I actually realized now that I've brought too much stuff. The other thing that I really wanted to add is that basically I can survive in a carry-on suitcase for a month. So a month with just a carry-on suitcase, even during winter time, because during winter time, if you live somewhere that has a winter, right, your clothes are bulkier, they're thicker, and they take more space. So I can survive in a carry-on for a month. I do believe that it's a question of skills. I also like to think of myself as a little bit fashionable. I do like fashion. I'm not the biggest fashion girly, right? But I like fashion, so it is possible. Unfortunately, my tops didn't fit into my small packing cube, so I had to transfer them into a bigger packing cube. I was delusional, and that happens when that happens, I'm delusional. That's okay. So thankfully, everything fit into that bigger packing cube, and that was a packing cube that also fit very nicely in my carry-on suitcase. I also brought my very trustworthy linen shirt, long sleeved, because I'm traveling for work, so I need more conservative clothes for work, and also my super short clothes for my days off. But I don't know how many days off I have for this work trip. I also brought a jacket, which was fairly useless. I didn't need it. The only jacket I needed was the one I'm wearing on the plane, and it's always my leather jacket because I get cold in the plane, and that one is very thick. So I can wear it in fall, I can wear it in winter, and I can even wear it in summer. So next are my miscellaneous items, my travel notebook. As you can see, I've traveled to a couple of countries and much more to come. My swimming glasses and my swimsuit, because I will swim during that trip. My satin bonnet, my trusty earplugs, my sleeping mask, and also my handheld fan. Just in case my electronic fan stops working or runs out of battery. I'm also bringing my sunglasses because it's going to be hot and sunny, my umbrella, and a book, The Death of Vivek OJ. I'm super excited about that book. I cannot wait to read it. It has been on my list for ages. And I'm also bringing my very trustworthy duffel bag that I got in Japan. Honestly, the duffel bag is ugly, but I love it because it's foldable and very helpful when you have a check-in baggage allowance. Why? Because I go to the place where I'm going to be working with a carry-on only, and then I come back with a duffel bag. And I'm also bringing a tote bag as well, just for day-to-day errands. So I was on the fence between, picking up my old suitcase or my Monos one. And although the Monos one is higher, I decided to go for the old carry-on and also my big bag. So unfortunately for me, the airline split up my old carry-on, and also I did bring my big backpack, and the airlines unfortunately asked me to put my carry-on in the cargo hold. So next time I have to bring a smaller bag to make sure that nothing gets checked in without me wanting to. The problem is that my duffel bag is too big and my handbag are too small, and because of COVID I always bring an air purifier and my mask, and my air purifier doesn't fit into my handbag. Another thing that I have to say with the big foldable duffel bag I've shown you is that my goal, of course, is to go travel using a carry-on only, but coming back with loads of stuff and many loads of food and gifts for my family here, and mangoes as well, because it's mango season where I'm going. The goal is that I only buy what fits inside the duffel bag, as I have a luggage allowance. So I didn't use my luggage allowance on my way there, but I'll use it on my way back. And if something I buy does not fit, I do not get it. I do not pack it. I only check in the duffel bag. So as you can see, I've put everything in the carry-on. I didn't have to sit down. Yes, there was a lot more stuff because I was bringing gifts, to be fair. And that's the thing, it takes space. So I'm also bringing my very trustworthy water bottle, and that's me packing everything else in my backpack, and also my small crossbody bag that unfortunately gave up as well. So looking at that, I'm really glad that I always travel for work trips in a carry-on, and I will always recommend doing it. If anything, I actually bought too much stuff. I bought too much snacks and maybe a little bit too much clothes. I had still a horrible experience at the airport of the country I landed in, because a security man asked me to remove all my bags because he said I was overweight, despite the fact that the airline has approved my bag and my carry-on. Unfortunately, you can't even avoid the airport, because that's the only one when you can use that you can use when you're flying to that country. But I wouldn't recommend it. He was an asshole, and that's the kind of things that happened. So in the end, everything fits. One last thing: if you've guessed which country I'm going to, let me know in the comments. The only hint I give you is that it's a country I've been to multiple times. Feel free to like and subscribe to my channel for more writing and filmmaking related videos. If you want to support my small business and my work, look at my website as well as my books available on most stores. Thanks for today. Goodbye.